plant tissue and anatomy, the topic from 11th standard. First of all, you should know what is cell. Cell is a structural and a functional unit of life. Many cells comes together to form what? Tissue. Study of tissue under the branch called histology, and study of cell under the branch called cytology. So study of cell and aggregation of cells called tissue and their anatomy. Their anatomical detail we will learn in this topic. See now here. What is the anatomy? Anatomy is the study of internal structure of organism. Each and every organism made up of cells, and a cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Total activities of cells are responsible for activity of an organism. What is tissue? A group of cells having same embryonic origin, structure and function. A group of cells having essentially a common function and origin is called as a tissue. And in a systematic and well planned manner, tissue are come together to form various organs. So various tissues combine together in an orderly manner from a functional unit. That functional unit that we call them as an organ, means organs are ultimately made up of cells. In case of plant, types of tissues are there. First is the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue present at the apex of root and shoot. At the apex of root and shoot. It is further divided into 3 types, but basically on the basis of location or position, meristematic tissue divided into 3 types. Apical meristem, at the apex of stem and root there is apical meristem. Intercalary meristem, at the nodal region there is an intercalary meristem, and along the lateral side there is a lateral meristem. Apical meristem divide constantly by mitosis. Meristem or meristematic tissue has a power of cell division. These cells are immature, unorganized mass of cells, and they are constantly divided. It is a growing point of the root apex or shoot apex. They constantly divide by cell division and increase the length of root or shoot. Intercalary meristem present at the nodal region, they increase the length of internode as well as they form branches. And lateral meristem constantly divide to increase the girth of plant, diameter of the plant. Then see here, permanent tissue divided into simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent tissue further divided into parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma further divided into aerenchyma when there is a more air cavities, air space, called aerenchyma, for getting buoyancy, your floating ability to plant. Then when parenchyma contain chlorophyll pigment for photosynthesis, that is called chlorenchyma. Then collenchyma, sclerenchyma is divided into two types. Again, sclerenchyma fibers and sclerites. And complex permanent tissue, that is a xylem and phloem, water and food conducting tissue. Xylem is a water conducting tissue and phloem is a food conducting tissue. So this is the general outline about the plant tissue. The next part, detail we learn meristematic tissue. See this structure, cells are present, earlier I had told you, at the apex of root and shoot. How it is? They are compactly packed, immature, unorganized mass of cell. No doubt they have distinct nucleus, very thin cell wall, and they are constantly divided. They are active one. Centrally placed shown nucleus full of cytoplasm. Thin cytoplasm is also present. Thin cell wall is present. What are the characteristics of the meristematic tissue? As I have told you, it is present at the apex of root and shoot. It is a group of young cells. Meristematic tissue या meristematic meristem is a group of young cell. These are living cell with ability to divide continuously. They divide continuously. Polyhedral or isodiametric means if they are polygonal, all are polygonal. If they are polyhedral, all are polyhedral. If they are oval, all are oval. So they are isodiametric, similar in shape, without any kind of intercellular space. So there is no space in between them, hence called without intercellular spaces. They are compactly packed. Cell wall is a thin, elastic, and mainly made up of cellulose. Within the cell means there is a protoplasm is a very dense with a distinct large nucleus, and at the center nucleus is present. Vacuoles are generally absent, and if they are present, they are very small. Cells show high rate of metabolism. They divide and redivide constantly, hence they are called high rate of metabolism. These cells are immature and cells are undifferentiated, and very slowly they get differentiate and little bit elongates and form region of elongation. At the region of root, there is a meristematic region. It get elongates to form region of elongation. Further, they form region of root hair, and further they form also region of maturation. So this is about the meristematic tissue which are present at the root apex and shoot apex. The type of meristematic tissue on the basis of origin, position, and function. As in the embryonic region, it is a present. That is called primordial meristem. Then primary meristem and secondary meristem. So according to origin, there are three types: primordial, primary, and secondary. And just now we learned at the apex of root or shoot, there is a apical meristem. At the nodal, there is a intercalary meristem, and lateral side, there is a lateral meristem. And according to function, there is a protoderm, procambium, and ground meristem. So this is about the characteristics of meristem and their types.